Good day, everyone. Thank you for coming out to today's webinar. Just so you know that we are recording this webinar so that we can release a video if you wanted to watch it later today, or the video is also available to people who weren't able to make it to today's webinar. But thank you for coming out. My name is Zeph Dumlau, and I manage media and training at Miva Merchant, and I'm happy to be here today to talk about our partner, Attendra. Attendra has been in business for over 7 years now, serving several thousand happy long-term customers. They have a great product that fits nicely into a lot of Miva Merchant users' business needs. That product is called T-Hub, and it's an elegant way to connect web store sales data to your QuickBooks records. For those of you who know and or use our Synchro product, it's similar to Synchro, but it's a lot more powerful. It has a much richer feature set. It supports QuickBooks Online and QuickBooks Point of Sale, and T-Hub also helps connect other marketplaces like Amazon and eBay, all from the same user interface. Now, Synchro does none of that, so you can understand how excited we are to have T-Hub available to our Miva Merchant users. So to tell you more about what T-Hub has to offer, I'd like to introduce you to Manish Jha, the president of Attendra.
Great. Thank you, Zeph. Thank you so much. And thanks to everybody for taking the time to join in the webinar. I'm really excited to share with you what we have for T-Hub integrating with your Miva stores. I hope everybody can hear me fine. Zeph, you can hear me fine, right?
Oh, yes, definitely.
Okay, great. So I will not bore you with PowerPoint slides. I just had a couple of slides to briefly show you the agenda and one overview slide, and then go right into the product, walk you through the different scenarios and how it can help you integrate your Miva Merchant Store. So we have T-Hub product as a desktop product and an online product. I would go over briefly in both T-Hub desktop and the T-Hub online, showing you how you configure the application, how you do the QuickBooks Sync, how you ship packages and inventory update for the T-Hub desktop. And T-Hub online has some amount of limited features compared to T-Hub desktop. It does do QuickBooks Sync and ship packages with your Miva Merchant Store. I would also compare T-Hub and T-Hub online, and then get into the different versions and pricing and questions. So the first, before we get started, for those of you who are not familiar, I like to use this image to show you where T-Hub fits into your e-commerce world. So if you're selling on Miva Merchant website, T-Hub connects your website on one hand, QuickBooks on the other hand, and your shipping providers for shipping packages, and it also accepts phone orders directly into T-Hub if you want to do that. So I don't know if you can see all the arrows. This picture is also there on the website. So the orders flow from your Miva Merchant Store right into T-Hub. From there, you can review the orders, send it to QuickBooks, which could be your QuickBooks Accounting or QuickBooks Point of Sale or QuickBooks Online, and then you send the orders to shipping carriers to print shipping labels right from the same interface. And once you print the label, it will automatically update Miva Merchant with your order shipping status and tracking, and that will notify the customers of their tracking package tracking information. And if you manage inventory in your QuickBooks or QuickBooks Point of Sale, it can also update inventory stock availability from your QuickBooks to your Miva Merchant Store. So if you run out of some product in your QuickBooks, it can automatically take it out of stock from your website. And if you sell something in your website, it will automatically reduce the quantity in your QuickBooks. So that's the overview of where T-Hub fits in. So this is the main screen in the T-Hub application once you install the application. To connect to your Miva Merchant Store, you go into Add Online Store, and you can select your Miva merchant from the list. And the instructions are right here, which will guide you through the setup instructions. And I have store already set up, so I'll use that for now. So if you see, there will be a URL, a login and password that you create, and an order download start date. So you provide a date from which you want to start downloading orders from. So if you say 1/1/2014, it will start downloading orders from 1/1/2014. So that's all the configuration that you need to do for connecting to your Miva merchant store. Once you have, and if you're selling on multiple channels like Amazon, eBay, you can connect all of them from this one interface. And the next thing you would do is to connect to your QuickBooks. So the QuickBooks company file information is right here. You provide the QuickBooks company name, the edition and the version, and you grant permission to your in your QuickBooks file to T-Hub application. The next thing you need to do is to set up all your preferences. But before I go into setup, I'll first walk you through how you process orders, and then walk you through some of the preferences that you can control. So on a daily basis, you would just go into this process order screen. So everything is laid out on this one screen from where you work with your orders. So on this screen, you just have 2 or 3 icons to work with. You click on this download orders link. That will connect to your Miva merchant store and Amazon or eBay channel if you sell on multiple channels, and bring all your online orders in this one interface. From here, you can see the order details, and you can select the orders and click on this post selected orders to QuickBooks. You can obviously post multiple orders, and let me just try one for now, and post orders to QuickBooks. So this goes through all your preferences that we'll walk through in just a minute, and it will post the sale in your QuickBooks. So you don't have to do any file import, export. And here I'm doing this by pushing a button. You can also automate this, so every 15 minutes T-Hub will run automatically and send your orders to QuickBooks. So you don't even have to come to the screen for posting to QuickBooks. So the posting status is a column. I hope you can see all the columns. The posting status will turn green if you double click on that posting status. It tells you what transaction was created in your QuickBooks, and if you double click on that reference number, it opens up that transaction from your QuickBooks. So it records, here I recorded as a sales receipt. It will record the shipping and tax and discount, everything about the order in your QuickBooks file. So that was sending your orders to QuickBooks. Now the next thing you might want to do from within the same interface is to ship your packages. Now to ship packages, you can select one or more orders and use UPS, FedEx, or US Postal. So the workflow is the same. So here I'm just going to do US Postal with Indicia. You click on that link and it opens up the shipment screen where all your shipping methods will be populated by default. The weight comes from the website as default, which you can override obviously. Then you can do get rates. You can also validate your addresses if you want, and then you do get rates. So this displays all the rates for the selected shipments, and the default is already selected, and you can override that if you want. And then you say generate label. So it's basically a 2-step process. You get rates and you generate your label, and that will go through your account and generate the label, and you can then send it to your printer. So here I have it set up to print the shipping label and the packing list on the same sheet of paper, which you can peel out the shipping label and put on the box and put the packing list inside the box. So there are 2 labels and 2 packing lists, so you can send it to the printer. You can print with regular laser printer or thermal printer. Now with thermal printer, you obviously have to print 4x6 just the label, but you can configure all that in one place, which I'll walk you through in just a minute. So that was processing orders, sending to QuickBooks, and shipping the packages. Now let's go through the preferences, and then I will walk you through the inventory part. So all the preferences are set up in this one place, set up store preferences. Uh, so this is where you configure how exactly you want to send your online Miva Merchant orders into your QuickBooks file. So you can say send a sales receipt or invoice, mark the invoices as paid. You can enable dropship options, which will create purchase orders in your QuickBooks if you want. You can use the website order number in QuickBooks or let QuickBooks generate the number. For customers, it uses a customer naming scheme to create unique customers in QuickBooks if you want to record individual customers. Or some merchants don't want to grow their customer list in QuickBooks, and they would just create one customer in QuickBooks called Miva customer or website customer, and all the online orders will then go against that one customer in QuickBooks. What that does is it does not grow your customer list in QuickBooks, because QuickBooks has a limit on the number of customers, but you would still record all the transactions. And on the transaction, the actual customer's name and address will still be there, and you can still record the phone and email in your QuickBooks if you want. So that is for options for recording the customer. Now for products, it matches the the product code from Miva Merchant to your QuickBooks item name. Now if it cannot find the product in QuickBooks, you have few options. You can let T-Hub prompt you, so you can do a mapping one time between the product code on website and the product item name in your QuickBooks. If you want, you can just use a default catch-all item for your QuickBooks in your QuickBooks, or you can tell T-Hub to create the product in QuickBooks if it's not there. And for creating the product in QuickBooks, you can select a type inventory part, non-inventory, or service type item. Here you record the shipping charges, what you as a merchant charge your customers for shipping, your shipping income. This is how you define where you record that in QuickBooks as a line item. Here you define how you record taxes. If you charge sales tax on your website for your customers, you record that here in QuickBooks as a line item or at the bottom of the QuickBooks invoice. And you can also assign tax name by state. So you can say for California, use one tax name, and for New Jersey, use another tax name if you have multiple locations. The last screen is some other settings in QuickBooks. If you're selling on multiple channels, you can assign classes in QuickBooks and assign the class that you want to assign for orders coming from Miva Merchant. So that way you can run reports in your QuickBooks that tells you how much sales you are doing per channel. You can assign a template, you can assign a deposit to account, and you can also define some custom fields that you can map here with your QuickBooks custom fields. So these are all settings for QuickBooks. Now on the same screen, you also define your shipping methods and how you ship out packages. So this is where you define whether you want to ship with UPS, FedEx, or US Postal. And for each setting, for each shipping provider, you can assign defaults. And this is where I mentioned you can change the template for the shipping label and the printer name that you want to use for your printouts. So these are all settings for order posting to QuickBooks and order shipping. Now let's get into inventory part, where we manage inventory between QuickBooks and your Miva Merchant Store. So all your inventory is displayed on this product upload and sync to website screen. So on this screen, there is options for updating price quantity on web store. So this is where you tell T-Hub you want to update update quantity and price from QuickBooks to website, or you can choose to only update quantity from QuickBooks to your Miva Merchants store. So once you have these options set up, you can select a product here. These are all your products from your QuickBooks item list, and at the bottom you can update this product on the website. So that connects to your Miva Merchant Store and automatically updates the quantity of that product on the website. Let me log into. I'll quickly log into my account. Oh, let me see. Just a minute. I'm just getting my login information. Okay. So let's go into the product screen. And what was that product? So the product code is the one that it uses to match up, which is 1274. And so from QuickBooks, I have a quantity of 189. And here on Miva Merchant, let me change the quantity. So I changed the quantity to 0, and I will update it again from T-Hub to Miva Merchant and verify that got updated. Oh, to go back. Yeah, so that updated the quantity back. Now this I'm doing from the screen, but you don't have to do it from the screen. There is a T-Hub automator that runs in the background, and if you look at the settings, so for Miva Merchant, I can say every 15 minutes or 30 minutes, download my orders from website automatically send the orders to QuickBooks, update inventory from QuickBooks to website. Now, if you have all these settings in your automator, then you can right click and say start, and then it will update, it will run in the background and keep updating your Miva Merchant Store every 15 minutes with your quantity from QuickBooks. So your inventory in QuickBooks and your website will be in sync. And if you run out of some product, run out of stock of some product, it will take it out of inventory on the website. The other thing I forgot to show you is on this same screen, you can also push products from your QuickBooks to your website. So you can select any product, and at the bottom you see add this product to web store. If you click that, it will add that product to your website. Now it creates the product on the website with the basic information like product name, description, price, quantity. You will have to log into your admin, Miva Merchant admin, and fill in more details like assign the images, category, SEO details, and all that. So this product I just pushed from my QuickBooks to my website. And if you see, it creates the product with the code, name, and the description. You then have to go add images and make the product live. So that completes the overview for T-Hub desktop. Let me quickly show you some of the features in the T-Hub online version. So as I said, the T-Hub Online works only with the QuickBooks Desktop, and it does not do inventory update from QuickBooks to website at this time. So the paradigm is similar to the T-Hub Desktop, and the first thing you do here is to go under the settings. So once you create your account, let me go back. So once you create your account on T-Hub Online, and by the way, both T-Hub Desktop and T-Hub Online has a free trial that you can try. Once you log in, it has two quick videos. One is to show how you configure the different options to get started, and the other one is to walk you through a quick overview of your order processing in T-Hub Online. So you go into the T-Hub settings screen. So all your settings are in one place. You go to online store connection and set up your Miva merchant connection. And once you have, and there is a help link right here that walks you through step by step how to connect. And same as before, you have the URL and the order download start date that you can select. Once you have connected to your store, you go into the order screen. And here also you can filter your orders based on store, based on shipping status, based on whether it's posted to QuickBooks or not. You can also define custom filters. So you can define a filter for orders over $100, or orders with multiple items, or any such filter. So you can create your own filters if you want to process them separately. So this is how the screen looks like. So it's pretty straightforward. You just have to do fetch orders. This connects to your Miva Merchant Store and any other channel that you may have, and downloads orders from all these channels. And you can select the orders from here. You can do multiple select, and ship. You can print your packing list right from here. So that will print all the selected orders packing list that you can then send to your printer. So it prints one page per order, and you can put your company name and logo and address on this packing list. To ship packages, you select the orders, click on ship orders. Oh, these orders are already shipped. So on this screen, you click on validate address. If you want to validate the addresses, you do get rates, and you can select the shipping method. This is connected to UPS, and you generate the label. So here I've selected the template just to generate the shipping label, so you can send this to your printer. And once you print the label, it will automatically send the tracking to your Miva Merchant Store. So on this screen, if you see I shipped this order 1008. So the shipping status will change to shipped, and there's another icon which says tracking updated successfully, which means it was updated to your Miva Merchant Store. So that is for, and to post orders to QuickBooks from here, similar process. Select the orders, and you click on this post to QuickBooks, and that gets sent to QuickBooks. And it will also have a history of what transaction got created in QuickBooks. So I've sent this a few times over. So it gives a reference of what transaction number got created in your QuickBooks file. That's order processing in T-Hub Online. Let me quickly walk back to the settings. So I showed you how to connect to online store. The QuickBooks connection is straightforward. You go to this QuickBooks connection, and there is a wizard that walks you through how to connect. And all the settings for posting orders to QuickBooks is under here, under QuickBooks settings. So it's a similar process as in the T-Hub desktop. You click on edit. So the settings are different for each channel. And so here you select whether you want sales receipt or invoices, and customer to create individual customer or use one customer, create the item if it is not there, or prompt you. record shipping charges, record taxes, and other settings for discount and class name and all that. So this is all configuring how the orders flow into your QuickBooks. Some of the other defaults that you can set up is at the product level. So if you can assign default weight dimensions for product and assign shipping defaults that you can use, that you want to use per product. And you can define filters, as I mentioned. Filters are nothing but special categories that you want to put orders under. So I have some filters defined as orders under $100. So if you go here, so you can define criteria order total is less than 100. So you can use these filters then to assign shipping defaults. So you can say any order below $100 or below 5 pounds, ship with USPS, others ship with UPS. So you can define with those filters, you can define which is the shipping profile you want to use. So for some condition, I want to use FedEx. For others, I want to use UPS or Indicia. So you can configure which shipping profile you want to use based on your workflow rules. Let me see. The only other thing left here is to is that you can assign flags. So you can, on the order screen, you can select a few orders and you can assign them flags. Flags is any user-defined name. So you can say flag is something called for review, or flag is something called fragile. So you can add flag and say these are for review. So it marks them, and you can assign multiple flags as well. So here you're saying these are high value and these are for review. Okay. Here you can also define email templates. So THub Online can send customers emails when you ship out packages. You can define multiple warehouses. So if you're shipping from multiple locations, you can define multiple warehouses and ship from the same account. And that's pretty much it. Now, let's go back to the THub desktop and THub Online and compare what editions are available. So for THub desktop version, go here. So it comes under THub Standard, Professional, and Advanced. And the difference is the Standard brings orders into QuickBooks. The Professional also works with shipping and QuickBooks Enterprise and QuickBooks Point of Sale. The Standard only works with QuickBooks Desktop. And the THub Advanced does all the inventory stuff to update inventory stock from QuickBooks to website. That is handled by THub Advanced. So for the last thing is on pricing. It's all available on the website anyway. So if you go here, so it gives you pricing options for each Standard, Professional, and Advanced. If you click on Standard, this is for bringing orders into QuickBooks. So it starts with $450 initial, and after 1 year, it's $250 for the next year of support and updates. The Pro is $650 initial and $300 for the next year, and the Advanced is $850 and $350 for the next year. And the THub Online, pricing is right here. The THub Online, there's no initial fee. It's all based on actual usage. So some months, if you have low order volume, you only pay for the usage for that month. So the pricing is listed on the website based on the actual usage. So with that, I think I covered, let me check my agenda. QuickBooks interrupted. Yes, I think I covered all my agenda items. Now I would open the floor for questions. If you can put in questions in the question panel, I'd be happy to answer them. And if we run out of time, I would be happy to compose answers to your questions and email you. So I think there are some questions right now. Uh, Donald asks, can you import all products from Miva to QuickBooks? The way that will work will be through your orders. So when you download orders and send to QuickBooks, at that time, if it doesn't find the items in QuickBooks, it can create the item, but it doesn't download all products from Miva Merchant to send to create products in QuickBooks. For that, the easiest option is to just get like a spreadsheet of all your products from Miva, and QuickBooks already has a file import utility that you can use. In your QuickBooks, you can just click on File, Utilities, Import Excel files. And this will guide you step by step to import your product from an Excel file. And that gives you the flexibility that for different products, you can assign different accounts and vendors. So it's much more flexible. Scott asks, can THub push custom product field data from QuickBooks to Miva? No, it only sends the, so there are two things, creating product on Miva from QuickBooks and updating existing product on Miva from QuickBooks. So for creating product from QuickBooks to Miva, it will only create the product with the product name, description, quantity, price, and then you add images and other details from the website admin. For updating the product, it can only update the quantity and or the price on website from QuickBooks. Debbie asks, our merchant account batches sales daily, removes the merchant account fees, deposit funds into checking account. How do you handle that? So the batch fees are accounted for in QuickBooks. THub does not record the credit card fees. It only records the sales of the income. For credit card fees, you would have to run or get reports, monthly reports from your merchant processor and create one bill for the month, which will record all the expenses. So THub does not record the merchant credit card processing fee in QuickBooks. Ben asks, is there any way for THub to bring products down from Miva into QuickBooks as they are added in Miva or modified in Miva? Also, is there a way to sync all products from Miva into QuickBooks? How long will it take to sync 15,000 products from Miva into QuickBooks with a high-speed internet? I think I already answered this question. So THub does not bring products from Miva to QuickBooks. It only brings orders, and through the orders, it can create the product in QuickBooks. Alan asks, is THub compatible with QuickBooks Enterprise Edition 14? Yes, it is compatible with Enterprise 14. If we switch from another online QuickBooks connector, is there a way to start at a specific date so we don't get data duplicated? Yes. So as where you set up the connection for Miva, you can specify the date from which to start the order download. This is in the desktop, and there's a similar interface on the online version also. Move the screen, Miva Merchant, edit. So on the online version also, you can give a start date for the order download. Ben asks, is there any possibility of adding a feature to download all items into QuickBooks with THub? We can certainly discuss this. I'm not familiar with how that might work, but it will definitely involve some work to make it work. So I can explore that and reply to you via email after this call. Joanne asked, how does a product that has multiple color and size variants work to automatically reconcile inventory? Okay, great question. So in QuickBooks, each product variant should have its own item. So in QuickBooks accounting, each variant is its own product. So for example, this one right here, this will be its own, this is a non-inventory part. Let me get an inventory part. So I have one apparel, and under that I have shoe black. So shoe black would be the SKU in QuickBooks, and in your Miva merchant store, the variant should have the same exact SKU. So if this item name here in QuickBooks matches the product code on Miva merchant, then it will be able to update. Linda asks, does it work with QuickBooks 2014 for Mac? No, T-Hub does not work with QuickBooks for Mac. It only works with QuickBooks for Windows. QuickBooks for Mac does not support integration with other applications. Michael asks, if we use a developer module such as ACD Pro to collect other information about the order, example, membership number, can that be sent to QuickBooks? I am not sure about this. I don't know where this information is stored. We need to explore this in more detail to see where this information is stored to see if we can get that information. If the other module can record these details in the customer comments field in the order, then it will come down as a description. Otherwise, it will not come down. John asks, what is the security when purchasing online product to keep anyone out of my QuickBooks account? If you use, well, there's a whole section on security on Intuit's website. Anyways, briefly, your QuickBooks, if you're running the QuickBooks desktop, is running on your local computer, which cannot be accessed from outside. What T-Hub is doing, it pulls the orders from your website locally and then connects to your QuickBooks locally. So that's how it works. So your QuickBooks is not exposed from outside. The way T-Hub Online works, T-Hub Online also does not connect to your QuickBooks directly. So T-Hub Online pulls your orders from your Miva merchant store and sends the orders to your Intuit online account with Intuit. And Intuit syncs your data to your QuickBooks. So we just send the order information to Intuit, to Intuit's web servers, and Intuit then syncs your QuickBooks on your local desktop. Dar asks, can you edit the orders, add or remove items? Yes, in T-Hub you can edit the orders. So let me go to the order screen. All right, so you can double click on the order. This is already posted to QuickBooks, so let me change it. All right, so here this customer ordered 1 quantity, so you can make quantity 2. You can change the description, so you can change the price. But if you change the price here, it will not go back to the website and collect more money or update the order on the website. So what you do here is strictly here. And if you want to add a product, I think you can double click on this item here and select a product from your QuickBooks list. These are all products from your QuickBooks list. So it will bring the price from your QuickBooks, and you can say add one of this product. So yeah, it looks like you can add product to the order and also change. But all these changes will not go back to the website, as I mentioned. Alan asks, can T-Hub update stock levels by attribute? Example attributes like size, color, design, material. Yes, as I mentioned, so each attribute combination should have a variant on the website, and that variant has a unique SKU product code, and that should match the QuickBooks item name. So if you're using QuickBooks accounting, it matches the item name in your QuickBooks, which is this field right here. If you're using point of sale, then it can match on item number in your point of sale or the alternate lookup. So let's take this example. So this is my point of sale for those of you using point of sale. So in point of sale, you have an item number, which is right here, and there is a ALU, which is called the alternate lookup. So THub can match either on item number or alternate lookup from the point of sale side, and on the website, it would be the product code. What if we currently have customer names, last name, comma, first name, dash, zip code? Can THub associate map orders from these existing customers? So in THub, you can create a naming scheme for customers to go into QuickBooks. And so, yes, you can create last name, comma, first name, and dash, zip code. So it'll create a customer name Smith, comma, John dash 07078, and it will see if that name exists in your customer list. It only checks for the customer name. So it'll only check this customer name on top. It does not check the first name, last name here at the bottom. So it'll check this name, and if this name matches, then it'll use that customer. Otherwise, it'll create a new customer in QuickBooks, or just use the existing customer. Which versions of Miva Merchant will THub support? I believe it is version 5 or 6. I will double check on this and send out an email. I forget the exact version number that it supports. I believe it's version 5 or version 6.
Yeah, we're on version 5.5 at the moment. So that's the latest version.
Okay, so that would be the version.
Yeah, I believe it works with version 5.5 stores. I do not believe it works with 4 stores. I don't think we have a connector module for that.
Right. It's version 5 and above, 5 or 5.5 and above. Okay. Could THub Pro handle orders that are partially back ordered in Miva? Admin, partially shipped. By handle, I'm not clear what you mean by handle. So the orders will get downloaded into THub, but it would not know which items have been shipped and which have not been shipped. So if you are looking to ship some items directly on Miva and ship some other items from THub, that would probably not work. So it would download the full order information, and you can ship from within THub. Richard asks, sorry, do you have products set up in QuickBooks for this to work? Do you have to have products set up in QuickBooks for this to work, or can it be used just to enter orders into QB from Miva Merchant automatically? As I said, you don't have to have products set up in QuickBooks. So if you go back to the settings under items, so you can tell THub to create the product in QuickBooks if it is not there, or you can just create like a generic item and have everything go against a generic item in QuickBooks if the item is not there. Scott asks, will you be at MivaCon? We're thinking about that, so we'll probably be visiting this time. Not sure, but we'll definitely keep you updated. Dar asks, I do not use QuickBooks. Can you edit the orders and add or remove items, edit shipping? So if you do not use QuickBooks and you want to edit the orders, you can. So double click on the order. You can type in here and make changes to the order right here. So you don't need QuickBooks. And if you don't have QuickBooks, if you want to add something, you can just type it in here, I guess. Yeah, you can just type it in. It won't know the price and all that. So yeah, you can type in the information in the order detail screen. I would like to change my question. From within THub Pro admin, does it support partial order shipment? If an item is put on back order, would we be able to print a packing list of the individual products? So partial shipment is supported in the THub online version. So you can say, let me go back. So on the shipment screen, default is ship all items, but you can override that and ship some of the items. Say this one. Already shipped. Okay, so go to ship. So you go to items, and the default is ship all unshipped items. You can say ship selected items. So the quantity ordered was 2, and you can choose to just ship 1. And that will then keep track and only ship and only allow, this was already shipped, I guess. Yeah, so this will keep track of how many orders items need to be shipped, and it will only allow you to ship the remaining, and it will come up in the packing list. But this is not supported in the THub desktop version, the partial shipment. Alan asks, type of orders THub can create in QuickBooks are sales receipt, invoice, and what else? Sales receipt, invoice, and sales order. So go back to that preference screen, go to QuickBooks, transaction type. So you can create sales receipt, invoice, sales order, and estimate. And for sales order, you can also create the invoice, mark the invoice as paid. Same for invoice, you can mark the invoice as paid. So I think I covered all the questions. Let me just browse if I missed something. If you have any other questions, please feel free to type it in. I'll be happy to take, we have a few more minutes. Can invoices Michael says not doing split shipping in desktop version could be a deal breaker. Would there be room to improve this? Michael, I'd be happy to have an offline conversation with you to see what exactly you need and whether it can be done by THub Online, which already has that. If not, we can see how it can be done in the THub desktop. Can the invoices be marked pending? Yes, it can be marked pending. So on the other settings tab, there is a pending status flag. You can say yes, so it will create invoices with pending. But note that if you mark the invoices as pending, the inventory is not taken out because it's not an actual sale yet, and also you cannot record payment for a pending invoice. Is phone order considered a different channel than through Miva Store? No, phone order is not considered a different channel. It is actually an setting for the same channel. So for the same Miva channel, you can say under order download settings, accept phone orders, and you can give a prefix to all your phone orders. And now it will allow you to enter phone orders for Miva Merchant. So to enter phone orders, you go into orders, enter order, and you can search for customers from your QuickBooks or previous orders that was already downloaded. So you can select previous orders and you can make changes to the customer details. Any other questions? Let's wait few more minutes if somebody else has a question. Can you just use T-Hub to download the orders into QuickBooks and then actually process the order in QuickBooks? You can use T-Hub to download the order in QuickBooks. I don't know what you mean by process the order in QuickBooks. If you mean to charge credit card in QuickBooks, then no, T-Hub will not bring the credit card information from website to QuickBooks. But if you mean ship the order from QuickBooks, you can do that, and T-Hub can, if you use the QuickBooks Shipping Manager from inside QuickBooks, T-Hub can pull the tracking from within QuickBooks. So if you ship from within QuickBooks, then T-Hub will pull the tracking out from QuickBooks to update Miva Merchant. Is shipping via USPS, if shipping via USPS, will T-Hub automatically select priority mail if over 13 ounce? I don't believe, I have to check this, Alan, and let you know. You can define profiles based on filters, but that exact setting I need to check and let you know. Can you add new order? Yeah, I just showed that. For if you enable phone order, you can click on orders and then enter order, and this is how you enter a new order. We have Brian asked, we have two Miva merchant stores, multiple channels. If we are pushing products to the sites from T-Hub, can we select which products are available to each channel? Yes, on the inventory screen, you can select each store here and push the product to each store separately. And when T-Hub runs the update to update the product on the website, it will only update those it finds a match for. Is there a reason you can't bring credit card info over to QuickBooks? Yes, most shopping carts don't send full credit card numbers for security reasons. So that's what we cannot get the full credit card number from Miva Merchant Store. Donald asks, do you have to go to setup to switch from process orders to send an invoice? Not sure I understood. Do you have to go to setup to switch from process orders to send an invoice? No, you can do everything from the order screen. You don't have to go to the setup screen unless you want to change some setting for shipping or QuickBooks. I hope I answered your question, Donald. Otherwise, let me know. I think we are close to time. Let's give a few more minutes if somebody has last few questions. Thanks, Donald. Any more questions? All right. I think if you don't have any further questions, I would like to thank you all for taking the time. It was really great to have an active audience asking interesting questions, and I would also be composing some of the questions I could not answer in full detail. I would send out emails, and you have our contact information. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact us, and we'll be happy to answer your questions. With this, I hand over to Zeph.
All right, thank you, Manish. That was a very detailed presentation of T-Hub, and I learned quite a bit myself. um,
Great.
Yeah, thank you everyone for being here and sticking it through. For those of you who made it to the very end, you guys had a lot of great questions to ask, and I hope that this was very informative for you as well. Thank you again. Have a great day.
Thank you all. Have a great day. Thanks.